was sitting there going into the week. I'm like, all right, well, we're back into football time. We got to start, trying to count down the day. Like, let's wait for this damn playoffs to be over with so we can start talking about free agency. We could do this, do that. When's the end of the season press conference that we're going to get? And it's all about maybe just trying to navigate this little stretch before Aztec basketball starts and you really start diving into Padres baseball again for the 5 days after the World Series and getting ready for the winter meetings. And that's basically it for the rest of the year. That's basically it for the rest of the year. And then guess what happened? Guess what happened? We get news this morning that Mike Shildt retires as the Padres manager. I couldn't believe it. Literally this morning. So I get up this morning. I go work out. I'm driving from Fitness Quest 10 to my house. And I'm getting, my phone is blowing up with our producer show group chat. Like Frank and Paul and Adam. And it's just like Mike Shildt has retired. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Especially after the report last week or whatever it was when the team was done. And they said the Padres are expected to retain Mike Shildt and expected to retain A.J. Preller. And now all of a sudden, a couple of days later, Mike Shildt is retiring. Now, what I've gotten from just kind of asking around, seeing what I could come up with, this is in fact a Mike Shildt decision. And you know what? It came down to he's just kind of, done being a manager. That's what it seems like. He just wants to hang it up. He's got a long, expert in the Union Tribune. I'm sure he's going to come out and tell everybody what are the reasonings for it. But it's hard to be a professional manager in Major League Baseball. It is hard to be a professional coach in sports nowadays. I mean, you look at, I was going to talk about how with Penn State making a big boy decision to get rid of James Franklin. I mean, James Franklin had won like 10 games every year for the last, I don't know how many years. And in 12 years at Penn State, they've been great. But losing 3 in a row after making the playoff last year to awful teams, they're like, yep, see ya. This ain't going to cut it. And you look at other teams now, and I'm using the comparison to college football. You look at other teams, right? Indiana flips their program around in 1 year with Cignetti, and now everybody in college football thinks they could turn their program around in 1 year with an easy firing. This isn't a firing. This is a retirement. But the same thing plays true. It is the pressure of being a head coach is tough. It's tough being a manager. So let's talk about Mike Shildt in the 2 years of being the Padres manager. He won 90 games in both years. He got him to the playoffs in both years. He won a wild card series. He lost the wild card series. He did a great job, I think. Now, the bunting was a little much. I agree with the morning show on that. There's probably a couple philosophical changes that might need to be made. But this is yet another offseason in which the Padres have to make a managerial change. I mean, let's think about how many managers the Padres have had in the last 10 years. In the last 10 years, the Padres are looking for their sixth full-time manager in 10 years. That's not including the interim managers. Bud Black in 2015. This is since A.J. Preller has taken over. And again, this is not like they didn't fire him, right? I mean, he retired. So it's not really, you can't list this on A.J. Preller. But A.J. Preller is going to be hiring yet another manager. So since A.J. Preller has taken over as the general manager of the Padres, they've had Bud Black, didn't even make it that far, Andy Green, Jace Tingler, Bob Melvin, Mike Shildt. They're looking for their sixth manager, full-time. If you want to include interim managers, you're talking about Dave Roberts, who managed the game. You're talking about Pat Murphy, who, by the way, both of those guys are managing against each other in the NLCS today for Dodgers and Brewers. And Rod Barajas managed 8 games in 2019 after they fired Andy Green. So now they have to find yet another manager. I'm going to tell you right now, I think, I think two things could be true. We talked about this the other day about the Padres have announced that they want to make winning, just making the playoffs is not enough. They want to win in the playoffs. This is a big boy move for the Padres. Now, they didn't have to make any changes. Mike Shildt is retiring on his own. The Padres, as announced by Kevin Acee, were expecting him to come back. That was last week. They didn't think about getting rid of Mike Shildt. They didn't think about getting rid of Mike Shildt at all. And we talked about, do they have to make some type of move to change things for the future? They want to be that big boy club. Well, now they don't have to. And I'm curious to see how this goes about. The Padres could potentially promote Ruben Niebla, right? I mean, Ruben Niebla was part of the up-and-coming group to potentially be a manager. There's a lot of other guys, too. As pointed out by Bob Nightingale, some candidates. And we'll talk about this later. I want to hear from you fans out there. We got like 300 people tuned in on YouTube that are getting the news today. Let me know what you think. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Guys listed: Cubs bench coach Ryan Flaherty, Manny's boy. Former Angels manager Phil Nevin. Padres special assistant A.J. Ellis. Padres special assistant Scott Service. And yes, former Padres manager and future Hall of Famer Bruce Bochy. I don't know. Here's the thing about Boch, all right, guys? I got a lot of friends in Dallas. I got a lot of friends in the DFW area, in the media, work for teams. And what I've been told about what the clubhouse was for the Rangers this past year and what Bochy was, I'm telling you guys, it's not the same, okay? It's not going to be the same. I know there's the nostalgia. I know, somebody in the YouTube chat said, one last ride for Boch, since he started with us and he could finish. I'm telling you, it's not the same deal, okay? I heard the clubhouse was a circus in Texas, and the younger players were not respecting Bruce Bochy. They didn't like the way a lot of different things played out. They were upset that they continued to roll out veterans that weren't getting the job done. I'm just telling you, it wasn't great, and there's a reason why Bochy retired. By the way, he lives in Nashville now. He doesn't have to manage anymore. I just highly doubt he's coming back. And the other thing is he had an opportunity to come back the last time before he took the Rangers job. He heard what the organization wasn't interested in. He did not align with the organization at the time. The organization, the Padres organization, has not changed. I can't imagine Bruce Bochy changing his mind on that. So I'm telling you right now, it ain't happening. I'm going to say it now. Don't you call in and tell me you want Bruce Bochy to be manager. I ain't taking it. People in the chat, bring him back. No, absolutely not. I'm not listening to that. I heard too many things of what went on in the clubhouse in Texas this year. Let Bruce Bochy be retired. The ideas are crazy. I don't know where you go from here. Now, obviously, I don't think Mike Shildt just woke up this morning and said, I'm going to retire. I think it's been a couple of days now, and the organization probably has been working on finding a manager. And the thing is, and I think the morning show brings up a good point, it's not like you're firing this guy and you need something else. The Padres kind of need exactly what they've had. I mean, they've had back-to-back 90-win seasons. I think Mike Shildt did a great job as a manager for the San Diego Padres. Did I agree with everything he did? No. Did I agree with the way he handled the media? Absolutely not. But I'm going to tell you right now, he did a great job on the field. I don't think he cost you any playoff games. Maybe a couple of things here and there. The only thing that you would be upset about is Shildt ball. where he bunted a lot. I mean, aside from that, there's nothing really that you can complain about with Mike Shildt. If you're complaining about Mike Shildt, I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked Penn State fans. Who are you going to get that's better than James Franklin? Right now, Mike Shildt retired. Now you got to go find somebody that's going to continue this process. And here's the thing that's interesting. Do you need a new manager or you need a veteran manager? I feel like with the team that they have, with the players that they have, I don't think you could feed them another Jace Tingler that's never managed before. The only guy to me that would be like a first-time manager, he's not even a first-time manager, it'd be a guy like Mark DeRosa. But I'm curious to see what path they decide to do. Maybe they keep it simple, just keep Ruben Niebla as the manager and they bring in a pitching coach. But here's the thing that's interesting to me, too, is now with Mike Shildt gone, how does the staff change over? A lot of the members of the staff were expected to field calls to get other jobs with other teams. And the other thing, when you hire a new manager, unless they promote one of the guys from within, he's going to want to bring in his own staff. Where do we go from here? We're going to be talking about this all day. Give me your phone calls. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Maybe you make Ruben Niebla the manager, and you have Yu Darvish become the pitching coach. I mean, we're just thinking out loud right here. Let me know your thoughts about how you thought Mike Shildt did as a manager. Let me know what you think the Padres should go. Is this good, bad for the Padres? Some people are saying we're cooked. Some people are saying this is the step in the right direction if you want to be a big boy organization. Mike Shildt retires as the Padres manager today. That is the breaking news. That is our number one story.